This is the homework help video for factoring worksheet 3. Okay, we're going to find the factors of each of these trinomials, and the factors are going to end up being a pair of binomials. So you could start off on every single one of these questions writing in your little parenthesis pairs. Okay, I have two sets of parentheses for each question. We'll be doing the odds together on the video, so I'm just going to go ahead and set up all my parentheses for the odds. Okay. Next, I want to demonstrate how you guys can actually figure out the signs that are going to be in your answer by looking at the signs in your problem. Okay. If your last sign is a positive, remember, we're multiplying these last terms to get the last term here. There's only two ways to get a positive number with multiplication. You can multiply two positives. Two positives multiply to give you a positive, but also two negatives multiply to give you a positive, okay? So since I have this positive right here, I'm either looking at two plus signs or two minus signs. Now, I don't have any minuses in my trinomial, so I have to be dealing with two plus signs. Okay? Take a look at number 3. I don't have a positive here. So that means I'm not dealing with two positives or two negatives. I'm dealing with two opposite signs. The only way to multiply to get a negative answer is to multiply a positive and a negative. So on number 3, I know I'm dealing with a positive and a negative. On number 5, I know I'm dealing with a positive and a negative. To get this negative 56, I'm multiplying a positive number times a negative number. Number 7, to get negative 55, I know I'm multiplying a positive number times a negative number. And number 9, to get this negative 12, I know I'm multiplying a positive number times a negative number. Okay? So when that last term is positive, I'm either dealing with two pluses or two minuses. Okay? Now this isn't a minus. This is a little blank. I was just showing you the little number that's going to be in the blank and the number that's going to be in the blank. Okay? All these other ones on the odd number problems in this section all have two different signs, positive and negative. Now it honestly doesn't matter the order of these. I can put negative and positive. It doesn't matter. Just know that one binomial is positive and one is negative. Okay, the next thing we do, we know we're multiplying two positive numbers to get 20. Now let's start exploring what those numbers could be. The possible factors of 20. And I just start and go down the list. I could just like number 1 through 5 if I wanted to. Okay. Can I multiply 1 by something to get 20? Sure, 1 times 20. How about 2? Well, 2 times 10 is 20. If you don't know that, you could do 20 divided by 2 to give you 10. Okay. Will 3 work? 20 divided by 3 does not work evenly. It comes out as a fraction, so 3 is not an option. How about 4? 20 divided by 4 gives me 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. How about 5? Well, we just saw 5 right there. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Do you see how these two choices are really the same? The numbers are just switched. 4 times 5, 5 times 4. That means that we actually have all of our factors. Whenever you get up to something that's repeating the same two numbers, just different order, you've hit all of your factors, okay? So we're either going to use 1 and 20, 2 and 10, or 4 and 5, okay? How do we know which set to use? The ones you want to use are the ones that combine either by adding or subtracting, depending on your signs, to give you the middle term. Now all of our signs are positive, so we'll be adding. What numbers add to give me 9? 1 plus 20 is 21, not 9. 2 plus 10 is 12, not 9, but 4 plus 5 is 9, okay? So 4 and 5 are the winners, okay? We have 4 here, we have 5 here. Now what about the front section? We didn't do anything there because actually every problem on this section is all going to be the same in the front. The first term for each binomial is just going to be x, because x times x gives you the x squared. Okay? In fact, let me go ahead and fill those in for all of them. On number 3, x times x gives me the x squared for the first term. Number 5, x times x gives me that first term, x squared. Here also, x times x gives me that x squared, and this x times x gives me that x squared. So this whole section, we have it set up. We have this one completely done. This is the answer. And let's check this answer. 4 times x is 4x. X times 5 is 5x. 4x plus 5x is 9x. So they multiply to give you 20. They add together to give you the middle term, positive 9x. Okay? So number 1's done. Number 3, 5, 7, and 9 are all set up. We're just missing the last term in each of these binomials. Okay? Let's take care of number 3. So we have to multiply a positive and a negative number to get negative 32. Let's find the factors of 32. We could have 1 times 32. What about 2? Will that work? Let's do 32 divided by 2. You get 16. So 2 times 16 works. How about 3? 32 divided by 3 does not give you a nice number. So we're skipping 3. 32 divided by 4 gives me 8. So 4 times 8. 5's not going to work because this is not 35, it's not 30, it's somewhere in the middle. How about 6? 6 doesn't work, it's a fraction. How about 7? And you would go on and on and on, right? 7 doesn't work, fraction. 8, we've already done. 8 and 4 are right here. So here's my 8 and 4 again. We hit the repeat, that means we have all the factors because we're repeating our numbers. Okay, so out of these 3 choices, I'm going to have a positive number and a negative number. So in this case, I'll be subtracting these 2 terms to get negative 14. What's 32 minus 1? Well, it's not negative 14, it's just 31. That doesn't work. How about 16 minus 2? 16 minus 2 is 14. That works. 8 minus 4 doesn't work. That just gives me 4. So 16 minus 2 is 14. Now I need negative 14. So what I need to do is put the bigger number with the negative sign. That gives me negative 16x. And then here, that gives me positive 2x. And those combine to give me negative 14. So I multiply to get negative 32. I combine here to get negative 14. Okay, let's try number 5. Everything's already set up. Now let's go on. We have to multiply to get negative 56. So we know we're dealing with a positive and negative. We could do 1 times 56. 2 times what? Let's do 56 divided by 2. 28. 2 and 28. 3, does that work? 56 divided by 3. Nope, gives me a fraction. 56 divided by 4. 14. 4 times 14. Okay. 56 divided by 5 is not going to work. 56 divided by 6 is not going to work. 56 divided by 7 is 8. Right there. Sorry, I didn't realize the calculator got bright when the lights went off. Okay, so there's 8. So we could do 7 times 8. And if I do 8, I'm just going to get 7, so that's a repeat. They just switch order. Now out of these 4 choices, I have to subtract my numbers and get 1, negative 1 to be specific. Well, this is not going to subtract to give me 1. This gives me 26, not 1. This gives me 10, but 8 minus 7 is 1. So this is my winner. Okay, 7 times 8 is 56, and 8 minus 7 is 1. Now, we're going to get negative 56 because our signs are different, but we have to make sure we place these to get a negative 1. To do that, let's make the bigger number go with the negative. Now when we check, we have 7x positive, we have negative 8x, and those combine to give me negative 1x. So there's my answer for that one. X plus 7 times x minus 8. Okay, number 7. 55. Okay, we could do 1 times 55. Now, as you do this more and more, you'll start to see, yeah, you know, 1 times 55, those are factors, but I'm not going to use that to get 6. I can't add or subtract those two numbers to get 6. So I already know that one's wrong, right? 2 is an even number. 2 is not going to go into 55 because 2 is even and 55 is odd. 2 only goes into even numbers. How about 3? 55 divided by 3 doesn't work. 55 divided by 4 is not going to work because it has to be 5, some multiple of 5, right? 55 divided by 5 will work. Gives me 11. Now, can I do 11 minus 5 and get 6? 11 minus 5 is 6. So I know that I'm looking at something that's probably going to be the numbers I need, right? Okay. So I have 5 and 11. They multiply with these signs I already put in here. They give me negative 55. Now when I combine, I have to have a positive 6. So I need my bigger number to be with the positive, with the plus sign. When I combine my terms, I have 11x positive, and then here I have negative 5x. 11x minus 5x is positive 6x. So that one works. How about number 9? We have everything set up. We have our x squared plus 4x minus 12. I went ahead and put my two sets of parentheses and have x and x. Factors of 12. 1 times 12. But 1 and 12 are not going to combine to give me 4. How about 2 times 6? Yes, 6 minus 2 is 4. So that will work to multiply to give me 12, and it will work to subtract to give me 4. Okay? So since my 4x is positive, I want the 6 to be with the plus and the 2 to be with the minus. 6 times x is 6x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Those combine to give me 4x. And when I multiply here, I get negative 12. Everything works. Okay, now number 11 we're doing together. A little bit easier, honestly. They give you half the answer. Okay? They give you x minus 1 as one of your binomials. So we know you're doing 1 times something to get this last term 4. It's going to have to be 1 times 4, right? Now, since they have a negative 1, we're going to have a negative 4, because negative 1 times negative 4 makes us have positive 4. Okay? And we know here we're going to have x. X times x is x squared. So here is our answer. They gave us half the answer. Let's do our check and make sure it all works. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. When I combine those terms, I get negative 5x, which is what I'm supposed to get. Number 13, the last one we're doing together. Find the quotient when x squared plus 6x minus 16 is divided by x minus 2. Basically, let me make this an easier problem. Find the quotient when 12 is divided by 4. How would you do that one? Well, 4 times what gives me 12? You could do 12 divided by 4 and you get 3. But you could also read that the reverse. 4 times 3 gives me 12, right? So go with that same logic. What do I multiply x minus 2 by to get x squared plus 6x minus 16? Honestly, it's the same thing as number 11. They're giving you one half of the factors. You need the other factor. Okay, they're giving you one factor. X minus 2 times what gives me this? That's answering the question, this divided by this is going to be this. I know it's a lot. You may have to pause it, rewind it. But basically, 4 times 3 is 12, right? Well, 12 divided by 4 is 3. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay? So we're going to do this one right here. We need negative 2 times what is negative 16? Negative 2 times positive 8. And then you have your x right here. So there it is. Okay? Let's do our check. Negative 2x and positive 8x. Those combine to give me 6x. And those multiply to give me that. So that is your answer, x plus 8.